It's time now for the Athletes of the Week here on Mid-Minnesota Sports, and it's presented by Diamond Point and Sauk Center. And with us, all the seniors on the Fusion swimming team. So thank you guys for being with us here today.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Let me ask all of you kind of the same general question, okay? And so if you could just hand the microphone down, and then we'll go that way, okay? Give us your background here. Tell us what grade you're in, what school you go to, and who's in your family, okay?
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm Nick Herdering. I go to Melrose. My parents are Ron and Treese Herdering, and I have three siblings, 4 including me.
All right.
Leah, Brandon, Kim, and then I have a little nephew, Owen. And yeah.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you.
I'm Matthew Keller. I'm a senior here at Melrose High School. I have a mom and a dad, Harvey and Linda Keller, and I have an older sister named Samantha who teaches at Alexandria.
My name is Greg Basil. I'm a senior at Sauk Center High School. My parents are John and Debbie Basil, and I have 3 sisters and a brother. My brother is Eddie, and my 3 sisters are Brittany, Rachel, and Lindsay.
I'm Ben Heller. I go to Melrose. I have 2 siblings. One is in 5th grade, Ellie, and the other one is in 9th grade, Sam. And then my parents are Julianne and Pat Heller.
I'm Noel Glazner. I'm a senior here at Melrose. My parents are Vaughn and Lene Glazner, who both work here at school. I have a brother, Luke, who's in 10th grade here at school. And I have 2 older sisters, Abby and Allie, that both live in the cities.
My name is Jake Enneking. My parents are Gene and Cheryl Enneking. I'm a senior here at Melrose, and I have 2 sisters, Haley and Hannah, who are in 10th and 8th grade.
Okay, very good. As we do this, I kind of want to, again, just to ask an in general question with all of you. Give us your background with swimming. How did you get things going with swimming? How did you decide to become a swimmer? And maybe describe, too, through the years that how much work you've put into this. And as time has moved on, too, you develop, I guess, kind of a certain skill in the pool with the events that you're doing now as a senior. And how has that all worked out for you? Can you do that for us? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I've been in swimming for, 4 full years. Before that, I did basketball and swimming at the same time in 7th and 8th grade. And I think the reason that I made the switch to full-time swimming was the people that are here with us today. My friends were in swimming, and I really just enjoyed hanging out with them and practicing with them. Over the years, I mostly swim the distance events, the 500 and the 200. But this year, sometimes when we have less competitive meets, we tend to swim a little bit different events, partially for fun, but partially also to see what will happen. What can we do besides our specialized events? And so I swam well in one of those meets in the 100. So this year I've been kind of making the transition to the 200 and the 100. And I think that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do as the season goes on, but I think it's good to try different things.
I've been in swimming since 7th grade. I chose swimming over wrestling just because I wanted to try something new, even though my dad was the wrestling coach. And plus, I wanted to hang out with these guys. These guys really make swimming fun for me, and I'm glad I picked it. And the main events I focus on are the 200 IM and the 100 breaststroke. And I've learned that feeling like you're going to throw up after swimming in those events is a good thing. It means you worked your butt off. And I really I fit in well for that for those events. And I've really put in time in the summer just training and going to the weight room. It's really fun. It's fun.
I started swimming in elementary school with a competitive swimming program that we had here at Melrose. I just kind of kept going because I thought it was fun and I liked all the people that were in it, like they all said. And when I first started, I started off as a backstroker, and as you guys can kind of tell, probably wasn't my best event. So when I was about in 9th grade, we made the transition into freestyle events, mostly distance. and that's where I kind of figured that I found my strong point for my swimming events, and I've just kind of stuck with that, and that's how I've been going.
Well, I started swimming in 7th grade, and I mainly just chose swimming because my brother was in swimming too, so I just followed him, and he said it was fun, so I tried it out, and right now it's really fun. And right now I'm swimming the like sprint events, like the 50 and the 100. Um, I don't know. I guess that's it.
Okay.
I've been in swimming since 7th grade, and I mainly chose that because I had a lot of friends that joined it and convinced me to do it. Usually, since 8th grade, I've usually been swimming the breaststroke and the IM, but I got an injury during cross country, and that limited my time, and I can't really do that. So now this year I've been swimming the distance, the 2 and the 500, and that's been working out well for me. It's a little hard, but it's worth it.
I've been in swimming since 7th grade, and before that, I was really bad at swimming. I failed swimming lessons, so I don't really know why I joined swimming. My brother was in it, so he said it was fun, and then I knew that all these guys were in it, so my friends were in it, so I joined. And then I've swam breaststroke since then, because, I don't know, breaststroke just came natural. And then I've been swimming sprint events, too.
All right, real good. Could I have one of you explain to me and to the fans too that may not understand what is the difference with a state true team meet and again with a regular state swimming meet? What are the differences there, and how does that benefit you as a team?
So the differences are in a state meet, you have to qualify at a certain time to get there as an individual, and then also at the state individuals, they only score the top 16. But at this true team state that we have, everybody you automatically get 4 entries per team. Everyone does, and they score all the way from the top to the bottom. Everybody matters, and I think that's really why our team excels in this event. We have a deep, deep team. You look at some of the other teams around, not only in our region but also across the state. They have 4 or 5 really good swimmers, and then the rest of them are just not really there. While we have 4 or 5 good swimmers, plus we have a whole team that really works hard to accomplish our goal. And I think that it's been our strength, and it will continue to be our strength, our depth.
Can you also touch on too, I think, what your coaches mean to you? You have Nathan Meyer and James Schreiner, and just what they do. They are very enthusiastic, and I'm sure they keep you going. What can you say about them?
Well, if you want to look at a reason why we have such a deep team, it would be those 2 coaches. They really know how to walk the tightrope between having fun, working hard, and really just focusing. You got to get all 3 to be not only a deep team but also a good swimming team. So we have really found a balance between having fun and also training really hard and making training fun and keeping everyone involved and making sure that they know that they're part of this team that needs them, especially when we're looking at the D and C relays for kids that maybe wouldn't score at a dual meet or obviously at the state meet, but they really have a huge, huge part in contributing to our true team success, and I think that the coaches can be thanked for that.
If you could each again, too, maybe you've kind of touched on this, but again, I'd look at there's a lot of young swimmers out there that are watching this and listening and maybe saying, why would I want to go out for swimming? And maybe you had that, too, as you looked at some older swimmers in the past. Maybe you could mention some of those people. And again, I ask you, why would you want to be a swimmer? It looks like you have to have talent to do it, but why would you want to do it?
I think the great thing about swimming is that everyone can contribute. You don't have to be a 6'4" giganto kid, and I think that looking at a lot of people that swam before me, I think I saw that I could contribute and I could do stuff and help this team accomplish things. Stuff like when Felipe Barreto from Brazil came in for my 9th grade year, and I really looked up to him and how he was able to work and never complain. Or people like Brent Blommel, who was able to work really hard in the pool, but also he definitely knew how to have fun, whether it be during practice or on the bus rides. And there's many others, but those two are the one that comes to mind.
So maybe Ben covered a lot of it, but any of you else have anything to say about it?
Well, I think it is just swimming is something totally different than any other sport. You're not on land, obviously, and it takes different skills to be in swimming that you probably wouldn't use anywhere else, and it's fun. I like it because it's different from football or baseball, which I'm in, and I think the older kids before me, like Keenan and John Schwieters, they really taught us that this is fun, and just because you're in swimming, this doesn't mean you have to. I mean, you're just like everybody else, but yeah, it's just fun.
And then going back to you, you would think just naturally on paper, your dad's the wrestling coach, your brother wrestles. Why aren't you wrestling?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. Like, really, my dad even tries to convince me sometimes to, no, we need you here at this weight class. Can we get you for 1 week? It's like, wrestling is a totally different sport, and I'm not going to try to get back into that. But
Well, I suppose you could say to your brother, why aren't you swimming?
yeah, I can't convince my brother to be a swimmer, but he can just beat me up. But anyway, yeah, it was a tough decision, but my dad just told me, you do what you want to do. As long as you have fun, that's all that matters.
Okay. Anybody else?
I mean, I remember in my 8th and 9th grade year, there was Aaron Stolberger. He was a kind of a quiet guy, but he was always a good leader in the pool. And I always looked up to him, I remember, because he swam the distance events and he never complained about it. And he was always improving, and I don't know. He was just one guy that I always looked up to as a swimmer. And that's kind of, I don't know, he just kind of wanted to make me keep going in swimming.
All right. Let's wrap it up by saying or asking you that what kind of plans, if any, after high school here? What do you think?
Like swimming plans?
Well, or just school? What do you plan on doing next year?
I'm not really sure yet. Gonna go to a 4-year school and then probably major in some sort of science field.
I'm actually going to go to St. Cloud Technical and Community College and get a degree in water environmental technology.
I'll probably plan on going to Ridgewater College in Wilmer and take the farm operations and management program there.
I'm going to probably end up going to NDSU or SDSU and try to pursue a degree in electrical engineering or computer science.
I am going to go to a 4-year college. I don't know where yet, but probably somewhere in the cities. But I'm thinking elementary education, kind of following my dad's footsteps.
I think I'm going to look at going to a 4-year liberal arts college in possibly McAllister or Grinnell and figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Well, that's fair enough. Well, thank you guys again for being with us here for our Athletes of the Week. And this is the boys swimming team for the Fusion and all the seniors that are on the team. And anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Thanks again. And this is Mid-Minnesota Sports, and it's presented by Diamond Point in Sauk Center.